Hi, so my name is Nicole Green. I'm here again today to share with you a little bit more about essential oils and what they are, where they came from, how long they've been around, do they work, things like that. Well, today I'm going to discuss, do essential oils work? I would have to rephrase that and say, do all essential oils work? No. Not all essential oils are created equal. This is one of the most important parts of what I wanted to share with you guys when it comes to knowing more about oils. This is huge. So when I apply an essential oil, I have a specific purpose and I want to know it's going to do what it was meant to do. Each plant has a different purpose and a different makeup, right? So I used to buy my oils at a health food store, and I trusted that store very much. And so I never questioned the products that were coming in. And they probably didn't either, because if they didn't know the history of essential oils and what it means to be labeled and things like that, then they wouldn't know. And they would just get the one that anybody would get that says pure on it. And you trust that label and then you move on. Well, I'm going to go into a little bit about this. In the United States, there's no rating system for essential oils. Now, when I was buying my oils, I was getting maybe tea tree and lavender and orange, like some of the main ones that you would grab that you would kind of figure out, know what to do with a little bit without any knowledge on oils. Excuse me. So I would get my oils and they just smelled good to me. I didn't really see any effects, and now I understand why, okay? So the closest we get to a rating system or anything is an FDA requirement that says that in order to label a bottle of essential oil pure or therapeutic grade, the contents of the bottle must contain at least 5% of the essential oil. To me, when I read the bottle and it says pure oils, I want to know that that's really what it is, and it's all of that. It's not just other things. I'll tell you what those other things are. So 4 categories is what we're going to discuss today. Grade A, grade B, grade C, and grade D. So all of the oils are going to fall into one of these 4 categories. Grade A is the therapeutic grade. It's made from organically grown plants, not grapes. Organically grown plants and distilled at very low temperatures, and it's also distilled at the correct timing. If you were to distill cypress, for example, for too long, it would have none of the constituents in it. If you did it too short, it would have very few. You have to do it in the middle of where it's supposed to be pulled, and each plant is specific to a certain time it needs to be distilled, and so it's crucial to how it's grown, and all those steps are very important in order to get the therapeutic, what that means in that bottle, to do what it's meant to do, okay? That takes a lot of science. That takes a lot of knowledge to know exactly what the molecules are in each single bottle, right? So grade B, those are going to be your food oils. Those may contain synthetics, pesticides, fertilizers, chemical extenders, carrier oils, things like that. Then you go to grade C. These are perfume oils. These contain adulterating chemicals. They usually use solvents and things. For example, hexane to gain a higher yield of the oil per harvest. Solvents can be cancerous as well. So these are actually in many of the store-bought oils that you find. They're also diluted 80 to 95% with alcohol. So that changes the item as well. Now you get to grade D. Grade D is floral water. This is aromatic only, which means it just smells, it doesn't even smell like the plant. It just smells like something. And it's usually a byproduct of grade A distillation. After all the oil is pulled out during the grade A distillation, take all that oil. Now that trash water that's left at the bottom is sold to companies sometimes. And now this water's used and being claimed as essential oil. They fill a bottle with 5%, because that's all it needs to say is 5% of that actual trash leftover water that doesn't have any oil in it. And they fill the rest with a carrier oil so it has an oily consistency. Then they can label it pure. So that's a pretty dramatic difference from the grade A process. So I just want you to be aware of this. This is very important information. So grade A is the only true pure oil. Grade D would be like, say, walking over to your fridge, taking a glass of orange juice and diluting it 95% before you drink it. Well, that's not going to taste good. It's not going to have the benefits of orange juice or anything. So that's why you really want grade A oils. Before you purchase, I really want you to just look into the company, check and see if they grow their own plants, if they own their own fields, if they control the entire process from start to finish. From the seed planted all the way to the bottle being bottled and the testing and things like that. Pesticides, pollution, previously farmed land, runoff from other areas depending on where the farm is located. All of this can affect the quality of the oil itself. Young Living oils are grade A. And, think about this. Why would you go the extra step to get the chemicals out of your house and then be using an oil that's laden with chemicals? It doesn't make any sense. So one of the things that stands out to me is Young Living's seed to seal process. It's a promise of integrity. Gary Young has said that he never makes an oil for profit. He only makes it for a purpose. Seed to seal means that each plant is hand weeded. There's no pesticides, no chemicals, and no weed killers. Each plant is harvested at the peak of its ripeness when it needs to be. And they're put through an extremely vigorous testing cycle as well. Testing process. So they go from the farm directly to your home. Seed to seal is not a slogan, it's a promise. You can learn more about this topic by going to Young Living website. Go to theseedtoseal.com and that will tell you about Young Living's story and about Gary and a lot more information. I personally have been to one of the farms and got to experience standing in the lavender fields among the mountains and in Utah, and it was the most amazing, beautiful thing I've ever experienced. And anybody can go to the farms and you can go experience the same thing as well, and all of Gary's creations and the love and passion that he's put into his plants. So I recommend looking into maybe taking a trip to one of the farms if you are very interested in more about this topic. So I hope this was helpful. I will get on with some more videos in a little while. Thank you guys for watching.